Hey everyone. So this video is going to be a Q&A of questions that I've gotten about my Appalachian Trail through hike that's going to start in July going southbound from Maine to Georgia. So these are mainly questions that I've gotten from friends, family, coworkers about all aspects of the trail. So I figured I'd make a video and try and answer them the best that I can right now. First question's got to do with hygiene. How often will I shower? That'll probably be as often as I get off trail to a hostel or a motel. So, the way that it works, you're not on the Appalachian Trail in the middle of the wilderness for too long. So you'll have opportunities every few days to get off trail and go into town and go take a shower if I can. I'm bringing a toothbrush. Did get that question. So I'm bringing toothbrush. Going to the bathroom. I've gotten some questions about where do you go to the bathroom. There are privies out kind of in the backcountry that you can use. I've used some before when I've been hiking and backpacking, but they're not anything fancy. If there's no privies around, you just dig a hole and do what you have to do. Deodorant, I'm not bringing deodorant, so probably smell pretty bad after days of hiking, but I think that's pretty common. Everyone else out there doing what I'm doing is probably not going to smell great either. So yeah, that's pretty much all the hygiene questions that I've gotten. Food, some questions about food, like what kind of food am I bringing? I'm going to show it in the gear video, but I'm going to do, at least to start out, because I'm starting in July, so it's going to be hot. I'm going to do a cold soak method of food, which means I'm just going to rehydrate stuff in a jar over a period of time. So probably lots of ramen, instant mashed potatoes, couscous, dried kind of instant beans, oatmeal, and then of course stuff that doesn't even have to be cooked, like tortillas, nut butters, different types of meat that I can have out and doesn't have to be cooked. So I'll probably start off with a bunch of that kind of, like those kind of food, and of course like granola bars and protein bars and stuff like that. In terms of where I'll get the food, that is pretty similar to where I'm going to be going to take a shower and get off trail. I'm going to resupply in town, so every few days I'll have the opportunity to go into a town and buy some of this stuff. I'm sure I've seen in other vlogs people going into town and resupplying. It depends on the town if you can actually go to a supermarket or if it's more of a convenience store. But hopefully I'll document all that stuff. But yeah, the food is every few days is kind of the amount that I'm packing, and I'll plan it. However much food I need is how much I need to get to the next point where I'm getting off trail to resupply. A few questions about animals, and am I worried about animals? Not really worried. I'm gonna be hanging my food at night with a bear bag. I'm going to bring also an odor-proof bag to just try and keep the smell away as much as I can. Around camp, I think that's really important. Try and keep that food scent off you as much as you can. I have seen some reports this year of bears at certain shelters, so I'll check in and see where that is as much as I can. But I do know, I think the best way you can keep yourself away from bears and just any kind of like raccoons or squirrels or mice is to keep your food scent and food like crumbs and whatnot to a minimum. So I'm going to try and do that, but no, not really worried about bears. Maybe out west I'd be more worried about bears. We'll see. Maybe later in the vlog I'll have a reason to be worried about bears, but at this point I'm not. Money, gotten some questions about how I'm financing this. It's pretty much all come from personal savings. So I've wanted to do this for a while now. it's all personal savings. I am budgeting around $1,000 a month for food and hospitality, staying in places off trail, which I've seen is like pretty accurate. I already had a lot of the gear, so I really didn't need to buy too much gear before hitting the trail, which saved me a little bit. But yeah, maybe at the end I'll do a video of how much this actually cost. But at this point, I'm doing around $1,000 a month is what I'm budgeting to do this for, or budgeting before I leave on the trail. YouTube videos, I'm sure, will make a little bit of money, but it's not gonna pay for the trip. So I'm not making the YouTube channel to pay for the entire trip, though it will help offset costs. And from not working for months, that anything helps. Kind of going off that, how long is this going to take me? I am starting in July, and my goal is to try and finish by Thanksgiving. So that's a pretty ambitious goal. It's for me, it would be under 5 months, which I know is pretty quick. I think I can do it. In pretty good shape going on trail. I've been training, been doing some big hiking days in the area that I live in, Virginia. I know it's going to be totally different in southern Maine when the elevation and just the day-to-day there is just going to be way harder than anything I can train for where I'm at here. But I'm hoping I can keep a good pace. I'm hoping to finish by Thanksgiving, but I don't have a hard stop to where if I don't finish by a certain point, I'm going to get off trail. I think for me, it's just, I know it's going to get cold and a little uncomfortable the later I go. So if this is creeping into December and I'm in the southern portion of the Appalachian Trail, it's going to be cold. So I do have some winter gear, which I used a bunch when I lived in New Hampshire, so I can always switch out to that. But I'm going to start with the summer gear, go to some colder stuff, but I really don't want to have to go to my winter gear. And I think if I finish before Thanksgiving, I can kind of hold off on that. So next question that I got was about my fiance, because I'm currently engaged. So of course all my family and friends were like, what does your fiance think about you going off into the woods for a few months, just not being with her? I'm lucky enough to have a fiance who is entirely supportive of me taking on this big goal. I think she knows that it's a bucket list item for me. It's a once in a lifetime trip and opportunity, and I have to take it. So yeah, she's really supportive and excited for me. She's also a hiker, and she'll be hopefully climbing Katahdin with me on day one, and then sending me off in Maine, and then also will I'm sure be supporting me throughout. And since we do live in Virginia, I think that she'll be doing the Shenandoah section with me, which will be some motivation for me to get down there and be able to hike with her, because that would be a pretty special time for me on the trail to spend that time with her. Next question was, what am I scared about? What am I most concerned about? I guess one of the concerns is like doing this vlog while trying to accomplish a big goal. Like, is it going to get in the way? I don't know. I'm going to try and make videos daily or every few days. But I've never done a vlog for a trip like this before. So I'm curious how it's going to go. Also, I guess just concerns not related to vlog would just be injury. My hiking style is not really conducive to through hiking. I do like big miles on single day hikes, like pretty tough single day or multi-day hikes. I really can't do that here, especially to start out in southern Maine. I have to pace myself, like build up the muscles for the full through hike, and not run myself into the ground like it's a weekend, a really tough weekend trip. So I need to get myself in that mindset so I don't hurt myself. So I guess big concern for me is like hurting myself and having to come off trail, because I think that would be I think pretty much the only reason I'd get off. If I get like too sick or hurt, would be why I'd need to leave. So that's probably a big concern for me too. What am I most excited for was the last question. I think I'm most excited for the trail experience. I've never done a through hike, so seeing all the places that are in other people's videos, just spending day after day hiking and out in the woods, and seeing some of these amazing places all throughout the East Coast is, it's a dream for me. So the trail experience, I think it will be really, really interesting for me. And yeah, I've just never done extended trips like this. So yeah, I'd say the basic answer for what am I most excited for is the overall trail experience that comes with a through hike, and especially the Appalachian Trail, where there's a culture. Like there's, I'm sure, people that I'm going to meet along the way and probably hike with. So I'm going to get to know a lot of different people doing the same thing as me, and also the culture off the trail that kind of supports everyone along the way. So all the towns and all the resupplies and just everything that goes into allowing people to actually hike this far. Yeah, so those are some of the basic questions that I've gotten so far. Again, if you have other questions and you want me to answer them, just let me know. Maybe I'll make another video. In terms of content before I actually start hiking, I'll probably do some gear videos, definitely some gear videos before I hit the trail, and maybe even a training video, or if I do an overnight somewhere, if I want to record that and release that, I might make a video for that. But yeah, thanks for watching. Appreciate it.